Hi everyone, welcome back to Miss Upton's cooking class. I hope you're all well and that you all managed to enjoy a nice half-term break and get to spend some time outside in the lovely sunshine. It certainly made my freckles come out. This week in cookery class we are going to be making a fruit crumble. I'm going to be using rhubarb and apples in my crumble, but you can change it to whichever fruits you prefer. I hope you enjoy. For our recipe this week, you will need 100 grams of butter. You could use margarine if you wanted to. 250 grams of plain flour. 75 grams of ordinary granulated sugar. 110 grams of soft brown sugar. And 750 grams of fruit. As I said before, I've chosen rhubarb, which is the long thin one, and apples. You will need a mixing bowl, a saucepan, a chopping board, a dish to make your crumble in the oven, a wooden spoon, a knife and a peeler. First of all, get an adult to help you to preheat the oven to 180 degrees. As always, make sure you wash your hands to get rid of all those nasty germs. The first thing we're going to do is to prepare our fruit for the crumble. If you're using rhubarb like me, you will find that it has quite a stringy outside that needs to come off. So use your knife to carefully chop off the end. And as you do that, it should start to peel down. Keep going, peel all the way around your piece of rhubarb. Once you have peeled your rhubarb, it's ready to chop into small chunks. Use the bridge method to hold your fruit while you use your knife to carefully cut through. Next, I'm going to prepare the apples. Using my peeler, I'm going to carefully peel the fruit, moving the peeler away from my fingers. Keep going until all of your apples have all been peeled. Now that your apples are peeled, it's time to take out the core, which is the part in the middle where the seeds are. Ask a grown-up to help with this part as it can be tricky. They will need to chop your apples in half, 2 halves, and then into quarters, 4 quarters. As you can see, the core is in the middle, so ask a grown-up to cut that out for you, and then you can chop each piece of apple in half again, so that each apple is in 8 pieces. My apples and rhubarb are now all chopped up. As I said before, you could choose the kind of fruits that you want in your crumble. Some that I would recommend would be strawberries, blackberries, plums, peaches, pears. You could put all of these things into your crumble and make your own mixture. Now, we are ready to cook our fruit. So carefully pop all of your chopped up fruit into your saucepan. Try not to drop any like I just did. You are now going to sprinkle over your granulated sugar. This recipe needs sugar in our fruit because both of the fruits that I've chosen can be quite sour. You're now going to put your fruit onto the hob. Again, I'm using my lowest light, and I'm going to pop it on there very carefully. Ask a grown-up to help with this part. And you need to leave your fruit until it cooks down. While you are waiting for your fruit to cook down, you're going to make your crumble topping. Start with your plain flour in your mixing bowl and add in your butter. You're now going to use your fingers to rub the butter into the flour, just like we did with our cheese scones. Picking up the pieces of butter and flour between your fingers and rubbing them together. Once your flour and butter mixture resembles breadcrumbs, it's time to add your brown sugar. We have 110 grams here. I want to put most of it into the bowl, leaving a little bit behind to sprinkle on top of your crumble later. Use your hands to rub the sugar into the flour and butter mixture. Keep an eye on your fruit as it's cooking and give it a little stir every now and again. Ask your grown-up to do this part for you. This is called stewing, and we want our fruit to become nice and soft and juicy. Now that your fruit has softened but still has some chunky pieces, it's ready for your crumble. This is very hot now, so please ask a grown-up to help with this part. You'll need to carefully spoon your fruit mixture into your bowl. This is making the base of your crumble. As you can see, it's steaming because it is so hot, so please do be very careful or wait until it cools down a little bit. Once all the fruit is in the bowl, you are ready to add your crumble topping. You can use your hands to sprinkle on the crumble, making sure that all the fruit is completely covered. Once all your fruit is covered with crumble mixture, it's time to sprinkle on the leftover brown sugar. Just make sure that it's evenly spread out over the top of your crumble mixture. This will give it a nice crispy top and be delicious. Your crumble is now ready to go in the oven. Remember to ask a grown-up to help. It will take about 35 to 40 minutes or until all the top of your crumble is golden brown. So while we're waiting for our crumble to cook in the oven, here is your challenge for this week. It's a challenge for all. I would like you to imagine that you are making a fruit crumble, but the only problem is you can only use fruits beginning with the letters from your name. What fruits would be in your crumble? I'd love to hear about your weird and wonderful crumble inventions. So please send any photos or emails to the Parents Inquiry email. I love seeing them. I'm just going to wait for my crumble to be ready now. I'll see you in a few minutes. The crumble is now golden brown on top and ready to eat. I'm going to have mine with custard, but you could have it with ice cream, cream, or just on its own. Hope you enjoy. Bye.